It's very dangerous to be certain about stuff like that, I think.
Copper tends to rise 3 times more than gold. That's based from 1992 to 2016. Things change. Trying to pick out which one outperform the next 15 years?
Impossible.
Dumb. And if you get it right, you got lucky.
If you went balls to the wall and only went into coal, you're going to feel the pain.
They think this time it will be the same again. Do you agree?
No, we don't agree or disagree. We just don't know. But this, yeah.
To be quite clear, it's not like we don't care. It's just that all of these sectors are worth being bullish on. And so we're cognizant of the fact that we don't know for sure. And while we could look at these factors and say, okay, in the past, X has happened and Y has happened, it's like bull market. It's like, it rhymes, it doesn't necessarily repeat. We think it's going to rhyme. We can see all the dynamics behind multiple of these markets, which lead them to being ones that we want to take a position in. And so we do. And the other component behind this, which is we've actually just been referencing in some of the previous questions, is that these things don't go up in a bloody straight line. They go up and they retrace 40, 50%, and then they go again. And so if you're building a portfolio where you're weighted very heavily towards one, you are going to find yourself in a situation at some point in this bull market where you're going to really question yourself. Why? Because let's say you're fully weighted to coal and the thing pulls back 50, 55%. You lose half your capital. Do you have the wherewithal to run through that? Now, on the other end, if you've got a portfolio that's allocated towards natural gas and uranium and Argentina and Greece and a whole raft of other things, the probability that you're going to experience a 50% drawdown across your entire portfolio is significantly lower. And what does that mean? It means that you're going to probably stick with your positions in what is still a bull market. So your bull market keeps running, you still keep making money, and you manage to ride through. And that's basically just because the mentality that is required to stick with this stuff, most people don't have it. So if you build a stratified portfolio like we're doing, you will have far greater potential and probability to actually keep with it and run through the bull market and participate. So that's how we think about it. So during Rosenzweig might be correct, but even if they are, I suspect that if you went balls to the wall and only went into coal, you're gonna at some point have a real headache, and you're gonna feel the pain.
It's dangerous to be certain about stuff like that, I think.
Yeah. It's very, very dangerous. In terms of stagflation, the charts, and just on your, you've seen a message to me, Lucas. Yes.
Sorry. Someone from
I've enabled everyone to chat so you can type and say hello, and my name is Jumping Jack Flash, whatever. So, but I'll go and amend the next webinars so this facility will be enabled so people can chat. If I don't remember to do it at the start.
I'll read the second question here. Copper and stagflation. You once shared a visual in a weekly or an insider newsletter showing that copper number 1 and energy number 2 are the best performers in a stagflationary environment. Is that still valid in your opinion? That's from Cashflow Dude.
Go to the next slide, Lucas.
Yes.
Right. So here's that chart. So inflation hedge, when consumer prices accelerate, copper tends to rise 3 times more than gold. Now that's okay, but that is based, look at the fine print. That's based from 1992 to 2016. Things change. I think
it's not a long.
Yeah, look, I think what happens with a lot of these things, we talk about, people lose. When I say lose it, they just don't get it. Right? The point being is that if you've got a portfolio that's heavily energy heavy copper, heavy industrial metals, chuck some gold in there as well, whatever else, chuck some fertilizer. You're pretty well hedged for inflation. That's where you want to be. Now, do you want to pick out energy as being the best or copper? Toss a coin, because who knows what happens from 2023 or 4 or 5, whatever, until 2040. That's what you're betting on. So, if you'd gone back 1970 until 2016, they'd all be different, wouldn't they? So, read the fine print, folks. No, so if you've got a portfolio and you've got some copper in there, that's fine. We don't have copper anymore, but you can still have copper in there. You've got energy in there, you're fine. But just trying to pick out which one of these is going to outperform the next 15 years.
Impossible.
Dumb, really dumb. And if you get it right, you got lucky. Simple as that.
Okay. All right, let's move on.